Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well. In this video I'm talking about a steward's verdict on George Russell, as well as an update following Charles Leclerc crashing in qualifying. So let's start with Russell. Now he took pole position for the Barcelona Grand Prix. However, following qualifying, he was investigated. Now this was for driving too slowly, with him exceeding the 1 minute 29 delta time between the two safety car lines. Now Russell wasn't the only driver to be investigated, with Carlos Sainz, Alex Albon, Oscar Piastri, Esteban Ocon, Valtteri Bottas, Lance Stroll, Nico Hülkenberg and Franco Colapinto also being investigated after qualifying. However, following a review, the stewards have decided to take no further action, with the stewards saying in their verdict, all drivers concerned stayed at or above speeds necessary to stay below 1 minute 29 around the vast majority of the circuit. However, in all cases, the stewards determined that the drivers took appropriate actions to not impede other drivers, and in all cases, they slowed down significantly to allow other drivers to pass while giving those drivers a clear track. The stewards therefore determined that all drivers concerned did not drive unnecessarily slowly, and that they were above the maximum time because they took appropriate steps, and we therefore take no further action. Now make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my Formula 1 content and are kept up to date with F1 news. I've just reached 52,000 subscribers and your support is incredible, as well as all your lovely comments, and it means so much to me. Thank you so much for it. So yeah, Russell keeps his pole position, and I personally think he's going to win the Barcelona Grand Prix. Tyre wear is going to play such a key part in the Grand Prix because degradation is so high around this track, and Russell is really strong in this area. He's been strong throughout his career, and Belgium 2024 is for me the best example of the way he's able to be fast and look after his tyres, and combine this with the car he's got underneath him. Yeah, I think Russell is going to win the Barcelona Grand Prix. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But let's move on to Charles Leclerc. Now he was challenging for pole position. That Ferrari was looking really competitive in qualifying. However, on his first flying lap in Q3, Charles Leclerc crashed, basically going through turn 4. He lost the rear end on the exit, ended up in the gravel and went into the wall. Now the good news is that Leclerc is okay following the crash. However, he was not happy following the incident, and because he did not set a time in Q3, he starts the race from P10 tomorrow. And speaking about the crash, Leclerc said, as quoted by Sky F1, "I just feel very much ashamed to be here after a crash like that. What did I do? I released the brakes earlier and I tried to carry speed. I think on the previous lap, we were close to being the fastest car on every corner apart from turn 4. I knew it was a weakness, and I knew I had to make everything perfect for that lap, and I tried, but obviously I regret it. Again, I feel very much ashamed. In the last 2 races, Canada and Monaco, I had a very tricky configuration to deal with, and that didn't make it easy. Monaco ended the way it ended, and that was already very difficult to take and accept, but this weekend there was none of that. The car was great. The feeling with the car was amazing, and I didn't deliver. If anything, it's a lot worse than that. I put it in the wall, so there's no excuses. I just felt ashamed. Obviously it's part of our job to come after a session and speak in front of the cameras, but when these things happen, especially after the last few weekends that have been particularly tough to find performance in general, I just feel ashamed." Now Leclerc also crashed in Q3 in Monaco last weekend, so to crash 2 times in a row in Q3 is not good news for Leclerc, but the positive for him is that the Ferrari car looks really strong around Barcelona. Hamilton's up in P2. It'll be interesting to see what he can do in the Grand Prix tomorrow, and I think Leclerc will be able to make his way forward in the race. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be the video from me. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care.